Hello everybody and welcome to your 10 minutes of Eve. In the past episode, and generally speaking, I try to talk about mechanics which are already in the game and try to explain how everything works in this very complex sandbox. But today I want to talk about something which has not been implemented yet, but which will have a huge impact on the way people are manufacturing ships in EVE Online. And to that end, we will have to leave the game and look at this news article on eveonline.com, which I will link in the video description below, and which already headlines a significant update to industry, and indeed it is. It says focusing mainly on Tech 1 ship manufacturing, but that is not untrue, but that's not the whole story. There's some storyline explanation for these changes, but then we can jump right into it. And it says something about a more robust and interesting manufacturing progression and so on, revitalization of R4 moons, increase of importance of wormholes and people living there. But the real thing is here, impact the economy and the pricing of items and lay the foundations for future resource distribution. What this means, I still have no clue. The article mentioned that there will be two changes which I will explain now and which will go live in April, and for the first part, and the second part a few weeks later without a definite date, but I am sure that this will be coming up not too far away in the future. We also have some improvement to microserotine boosters, whose effects are doubled, and some carrier and station fighter changes which I'm not too interested in. The real fun is or can be found in an Excel file you will get access to if you click on this link. I've already downloaded it, of course, and color-coded it a little bit. I will also include a link to this specific version of the Excel file. So if you're interested in the color coding, you can get it at least for a few weeks. Well, this Excel sheet has 12 tabs, which correspond to the table of content here, and I will start my explanations on tab number 4. And it is impossible to boil down a complex change like that in 10 minutes, but I will talk about several trends in this video. The first trend is standardization of Tech 1 hull production costs. So, for example, as you can see, all industrials of all empires now have the same material costs. And this is also true for all types of frigates, destroyers, cruisers, and so on. Sometimes they are divided into subcategories. For example, the frigates, there you have the scanning frigates, here they have the logistic frigates, and here the fighters. But generally speaking, there are no more differences between Tech 1 hulls between the factions or empires. This is true for Tech 1 production. They also list some Tech 2 ships here, like Tech 2 mining ships. I'm not so sure about why they did that. I guess that the production costs have changed, but I haven't double checked that. Trend number 2 is that tritanium loses importance. So many recipes, if not all of them, have been changed to require lesser tritanium and more of the other minerals, which will likely impact the attractivity of high-sec mining even more than it is already impacted right now, at least unless the huge reserves of tritanium have dried out. Trend number 3 is all faction variants of all ships and all battleships, even the Tech 1 hulls, now need additional components, which I have coded here in red, for example, for the faction frigates, including the Triglavians and the Edencom ships. Some of them require more additional items, like you can see here. Those each of them requires 1 or 2 additional neurolinks, in addition to the life support backup units and auto integrity preservation seals, but those 2 components are added to all faction variants. Same here for the destroyers, or for the one destroyer for the Kikimora. Here again, and here again. Same with battle cruisers, nothing new here. And when it comes to battleships, you see that even the Tech 1 hulls, even though they are otherwise standardized, with the notable exception of the Scorpion for whatever reason, all of them require those additional items and also a third one. Same, of course, for the faction ships. And this is true for everything which is bigger than a battleship or is a faction ship. So also for dreadnoughts, force auxiliaries, carriers, freighters, jump freighters, and industrial command ships, you will find more components. In this case, some of them being standardized, some of them being empire specific, and some of them, like the bowhead here, exempted from the rule. Same for Titans and supercarriers. I will not show all of them right now. And the capital components themselves have been changed again. Tritanium is much reduced, or the tritanium requirements are much reduced. The rest is increased, but you will also find level 4 planetary interaction materials required for those blueprints, as well as reactions which are made from wormhole fullerene gases, and one of the new items. And also the FTL interlink communicator, you may have noticed in one of the other recipes, it's one of the new items you need. These are the respective blueprints. Again, you need level 4 planetary interaction materials. You need a lot of wormhole gas reactions. At the end, again, one of the new items and a whole bunch of advanced Tech 2 moon goo reactions. This table here then summarizes every new item which is included into the new blueprints, and the reactions and blueprints for those will be seeded mid of April, while the actual changes to the blueprints themselves will come a few weeks later. Again, you can see from the color code that there's planetary interaction stuff needed from level 2 to level 4. You have K-space gases, mycoserotine and cytoserotine, included in some of the recipes. You have again fullerides, or wormhole gas. And the red ones are new items required to produce other new items. And one of the interesting parts is here. These are, this is moon goo extracted from R4 moons. And this is a specialty because R4 moons can be found in high-sec and wormhole space as well, while all other moon types can only be found in low and null-sec. And these four types of moon goo are used to build these three components through a reaction. And one of the most important new recipes, the reinforced carbon fiber, uses all three of them, for example. And the already mentioned auto-integrity preservation seal again then uses reinforced fibers, and the life support backup unit again. So this will form the backbone of this new industry. And it will be interesting to see how demand and supply for this type of moon goo item will develop. Another interesting thing is color-coded in green. These are items which are used for a certain variety of items, especially here for some of the very advanced. And these are loot drops. Loot drops received from exploration. You can see a complete list here on the first page. It's not clear yet whether this will be component exploration or data and or relic site exploration. I hope that it will be that those items will be found in all three types of exploration sites, just to give everything a little bit more variety. And these compose all the input materials for the different blueprints and reactions, and table 3 in the end lists the skill requirements for those new reactions and blueprints. I have included another column here showing which of those should be accessible to alpha clones, because alpha clones can only learn reactions level 1 and industry up to level 5, but that bars them from some or from all of the advanced reactions and blueprints. But at least alpha clones can add to the production of the most important and most needed items, and maybe even make a pretty penny from that. Well, there are still some question marks flying around. For example, what does gas phase reaction mean? This is a type not yet implemented in the game. Will this require a whole new reactor? Will this reactor be, or will it be possible to use this reactor in high-sec in contrast to the other 3 reactors? Or will those reactions just be added to one of the existing categories, as we also have composite reactions here which already exist? Nobody knows. Also information about the pricing and the availability of the blueprints and formulas are not available yet. They will be seeded through NPCs, but to which price and in which amount is yet unknown. So, interesting times coming up in EVE, and it will definitely be interesting to see how the markets adapt to these new challenges. I hope you enjoyed this information. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and come back for the next episode. I would be happy to see you again next time.